talk quickly, not quickly, but we can start with introducing ourselves.
Okay.
And then from there, talk about why we think this is even worth doing, you know? Okay, you want me to go first? Okay. Jalea, you haven't said anything. It's fine. We can edit it out. You're just like signing over there.
We're gonna learn sign language at the end of this.
Hi, welcome to Halecats. This is our pilot episode. Yay! Wait, you know that TikTok sound that's like, hooray! That's us right now. We're kind of starting it, I guess, in the month of March because we want to tell stories, or we want to, I guess, dedicate the first 4 episodes to Women's History Month. And I think the theme this year is celebrating women who tell our stories, and that's kind of our plan for at least the next 4 episodes. I forgot to say our names. We just went straight into it.
Yeah, funny enough, this is actually the anniversary of like the Women Architecture Group Me.
Is it really?
Yeah, I had started in March.
No, that's crazy. Yeah. That's so funny. No, because, okay, let's start there. Because I remember I didn't know you very well last year, and I just remember someone coming up to me and being like, hey, do you want to be Women in Architecture faculty advisor? And I was like, yeah. I don't know.
Like, who is she and why is she making me do this?
Well, it seemed interesting, and I definitely wanted to know more about it, but I was like, wherever I was at that point last year, I was like kind of just figuring out how to teach.
So that was your first year, right?
Yeah, it was my first year, yeah. I was figuring out how to teach, and I was also going through some ish with like our previous relationship, and I just like was everywhere.
Going through the motions.
Yeah, really just going through the motions and trying to figure everything out. So I was like, I mean, yes, sure, but, and then intermittently for a couple months after that, I was like, she asked me, but I haven't heard anything. So I was like, did I flake or did she flake? No. Or like, what happened here?
Because I think I was like getting ready to go to New York too, so I was just like also kind of going through the motions. So,
yeah. No, I totally understand. I get it. But okay, I guess we should say our names. Hi, I'm I'm Lee, 25 years old. I'm about to turn 26. I have been teaching as a lecturer / studio professor at Louisiana Tech for the past 2 years, and I am the Women in Architecture faculty advisor. Our club, I think, started this time last year in March, and then it kind of officially kicked off with events maybe this past winter quarter. And you are?
Okay. Hi, my name is Jalea Crowson. I am a 4th year at Louisiana Tech. I am the president of NOMAS, which is the National Organization for Minority Architecture Students. And I am the co-founder of Women in Architecture. I'm 22 years old. And yeah, I'm like really excited to start this journey.
Yeah, for sure. Just so everyone knows, Jalea and I, we have discovered that we're like the same person. We are cut from the same cloth. So this sounds like a, what's it called?
Feels like we're like echoing.
Yeah, an echo chamber. Yeah. It feels like an echo chamber. It's because it is. Jalea came up with halecats. She said it was off the dome.
It was like while I was doing laundry. Like I literally like put my laundry in the washer and I was waiting in my car. And like you were texting me, I was just like, halecats is a good name.
Yeah. No, it's great. I like it.
And you got so excited. I was like,
I like the idea that reminiscent of like the helicopters and then the Mustangs.
Cars,
and cars. And when I think of halecats, I think of like someone giving you hell. It's 2 girls and we're the cats. And hopefully we are talking about stuff that maybe is not typical. I don't know if I would say disrupting something, but I think bringing forward stories or bringing forward perspectives that you don't normally hear. For women in architecture specifically, we keep pushing like experiences as women because I don't think we even talk about it all that often. Like, what are our stories as women in design and women in a male-dominated like industry or field? Aside from, I think there are like kind of tropes this guy said that I couldn't do it because I'm a girl, but I want to like dig into that more. It's beyond that, like in childcare, or if you're someone that doesn't want kids, like what is that like? Like just experiences from all different types of women, and not just, I don't know, the one trope. There's definitely nuance there, and then hopefully we can pull those stories out.
Yeah, and I feel like that one trope that kind of is put onto women, like in general, but also women in architecture or design, it sometimes discredits you as a person, because it's just like if you don't fit into that trope, then you're failing as a person, or like as like a professional and stuff like that. So like I feel like having like these nitty gritty like raw conversations that opens like the gate to like things like you were saying, like mental health and like discrimination, being a person of color in the work office, and just like having those like actual experiences that aren't told from like one woman or like the male's perspective, I feel like opens the gate up to something like more like, I don't know, I don't want to say poetic, but just like something more
human.
Yeah,
just
human,
something more
exactly.
human about it.
Yeah.
The best way to reach people is to tell stories. Everyone has a story that they can empathize with, and everyone like knows. I think this all the time, especially when I'm frustrated. I'm like, everyone knows like grief and joy and sadness and happiness and anger and like resentment and just like all these emotions. That's how people navigate the world. Exactly. Hopefully, by telling those stories and kind of explaining the nuances of what that feels like, then we can start to kind of relate more people to one another and get more understanding. I don't know.
Yeah.
So specifically for the podcast, this is kind of how the next 3 episodes I think are going to be laid out or formatted. For Women's History Month, we want to talk to 3 different women in 3 different stages of their educations and careers to gain a better understanding of our own stories, challenges, and things that keep us going. I think the idea is we'll have a senior/grad student on in the next podcast, and the one after that we'll have a student that has recently graduated, and then our 3rd podcast will be a woman that has developed her career, established her career in the architecture field. And we're hoping to talk to 3 different women at 3 different like points in their life, so that we can, 1, maybe either reminisce, or 2, like look forward to what we have, I guess, in store for us. And as I get older, I think this too. I'm looking to someone ahead of me, right, for inspiration or for proof that I'm gonna make it, or you know what I mean. And so when we have Whitley on in the next episode, she's a senior in architecture. Our younger students will be able to look to her and be like, okay, cool, that's what that looks like. That is relatable. I'm struggling right now, and maybe I'll be struggling again, but in a different way as a senior. But I know that I can like make it.
Yeah.
Hopefully that is what we're providing, I guess, in the next 3 episodes. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we can just promote some stuff that we have going on, right? So for NOMAS.
Yes. For NOMAS, we are having a very big event.
Oh no.
The stupid.
For NOMAS.
Yes, for NOMAS, we are having a really big event. We're having over 22 firms come from all around the world. Like,
that would be crazy.
Yeah. But like, you know, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and possibly one from New York coming to do a career focus day with us. That's going to be March 11th on a Saturday. It's going to be an all-day event where we have our career fair in the beginning of the day, and then next it's going to be like mock interviews and portfolio reviews. I mean, this is the 2nd time we've done this event since COVID, and it turned out really well. We had so many people, like students actually did internships from it and like actual employment. This is such a huge event and a great opportunity for it, like all the students that will be involved.
Yeah. What do you think they should come prepared with if students are wondering?
From personal experience, I would come with your portfolio and your resume And then also, I mean, dress to impress, because you are like talking to a potential like employer. So you don't want to come in with like stained sweatpants and a baggy t-shirt and, you know.
She's just describing what I'm in right now. I'm just kidding.
Like I'm looking at you.
I am the example. Do not do this. Last year was definitely a big hit. I know so many firms came and lots of people did get summer internships and jobs. And I know from last year's success, this year has gotten even bigger.
Yes. I think it was like either like 12 or 13 firms that came last year.
Mm-hmm.
And like now there's like 22 or 23.
Hopefully that means tech alumni are going out and making good impressions and like giving tech basically a good reputation, because we are seeing a lot more interest from firms all over. Yay, NOMAS. So again, one more time, the NOMAS Career Focus Day is going to happen on March 11th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be the first weekend that we get back once we start spring quarter.
At 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock.
Yes.
10 o'clock, Hale Hall.
A.M.
Yes.
Don't come at night.
10 p.m. That's when the rave starts. Yeah, for Women's History Month, we are going to do a Women in Design series on Instagram, spotlighting 10 or so designers and architects. Another event that we'll have this month. The event itself is called Girl Talk. Whoever ends up reading either the nonfiction or the fiction book for the month, we're going to get together and just chit-chat, eat, talk about the books, if they were relatable, what we could pull from them, if we could see ourselves in them. That type of stuff. That will be at the end of this month. Yeah, and then, of course, we've got lots of events, I think, planned for later in the spring quarter. But we'll get there when we get there, I think. Just for the month of March. That's what we've got going on. If you're looking forward to hearing about our stories as women in design, we're going to hopefully cover those in the next 1, 2, 3 episodes. So you can tune back in, I think, every Friday this month for a new episode of Halecats.
Subscribe.
Hit like and subscribe, please. This is the first episode. They're gonna be like, what are we liking? This is An and
Jalea.
And we will see you next week on episode 1 of Halecats. Okay, bye.
Bye.